I'm Richard the First from the Third Crusade. That only leaves room for you in second place. The chivalrous swinger of the sword and mace, and I kill you when I spit like a pit full of snakes. I'm the #1 dick, rising up to make you feel small. My battering ram slams through your shield wall. I'll announce at the next of your things that I'm chopping through your family like boneless wings. Of course you got avenged by a kid with no bones. Your own story ended worse than Game of Thrones. Your son killed your ex killed your wife. I'm the Lion King, man, but that's a messed up circle of life. Half-ass head taps can't be condoned. It's like you raided the face of Post Malone. I'm scared of no foe. I'm backed by the Trinity. I'll conquer you on my day off like you were Sicily.
Threatening to conquer Ragnar is bold. For a king who got whacked by a 10-year-old.
I'll sacrifice you to Odin
While drinking horns of mead.
Good thing you hold the Red Cross, cause that's who you're going to need.
You built your army by raising English taxes.
I raised my army taxing English asses with my axes.
And who are you to talk about the circle of life? Your old lady can't feel the love on any night. Your only son was illegitimate. You out on the side.
Twist your spine like the end of the Plantagenet line.
I'm just a warrior. I'm not the linguist. But I think the king of England should probably speak English.
You took Acre and Jaffa like a piece of cake,
But never attacked Jerusalem for Christ's sake.
saw the Holy Land but couldn't go all the way.
We should call it the Crusade of Richard the First base.
Sail back north with your barbarian goons, because I'm tearing down your legacy, leaving it in ruins. Your real self next to your legend disappoints. I see you shaking in your shaggy little pants like zoinks. Who invented the royal me? We. Who's the predominantly fictional MC? Lee. You're a wannabe, mon ami. Kneel down and honor me. Richard coming through in the end like Sean Connery. The double coronated blood and gore gourmet. You might have the axe, but I'll make a body spray. Laying horses over cave and I'll strike like a cobra. If I wanted to fight loser Vikings, I'd go to Minnesota.
You want to fight me? Take off the tin shirt. I'll be waiting in my birthday suit, going berserk.
Ding dang dong, morning bells warn about me at the break of dawn.
And I'm putting you to sleep like your brother John. Living monks and chunks on Northumbrian lawns, 'cause I'm the all-father spawn.
You couldn't even beat a salad in a fight.
You're as soft as Monty Python nights. You went from chainmail to chained up in jail to mommy trained England to pay for your bail. But no king's ransom will save you from these bars, son. I'm eating you alive like the gangrene you died from.
Hold war! Holster! Shoot us
Thank you to Rise of Kingdoms for sponsoring this video.
Oh, hi.
Rise of Kingdoms is a mobile real-time strategy game.
Strategy!
It's been on the shelves for nearly 3 years and has gained worldwide popularity.
Worldwide!
In Rise of Kingdoms, you can choose from 12 historical civilizations, recruit hundreds of real historical generals, train special soldiers, collect resources, develop technology, and build your own dream city.
Dream City!
Rise of Kingdoms is now adding the Viking civilization to the game. You can choose Ragnar Lothbrok or Bjorn Ironside and lead them to conquer the world.
The world!
Click on the link in the description to download the game now. Thank you again to Rise of Kingdoms, and thank you for watching. Yeah!
Harry Potter!
Accio Mike, let me fire up the wand like Hermione and Ron. I'm about to get it on, cause my mouth spits hot like incendio flames. You're lukewarm like some Tauntaun remains. Even the mad eye of my man Alistair Moody could see a franchise only has 2 decent movies. Search your feelings, do you sense deja vu? You're getting smoked like your Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. Your acting is flat and your raps are 2D2. Bugger off to the afterlife where you're fat and see-through. You're the biggest letdown in your series since Snoke. It makes sense your father's Vader, all you do is choke. You country bumpkin, you must be dumb. Who farms moisture on a desert planet with 2 suns? Let me stick my plans in your dusty bin droid. I'll leave you like a Horcrux, split up and destroyed.
I don't know who made you shoot first, but that missed. If I was you, I'd have a bad feeling about this. Ooh, I'm a rhyming Jedi like my father before me. Your talking hats should have put you in Gryffindor. Your origin story is mostly stolen from me. You might be Potter, but Harry, I planted your seed. Let's see, little orphan raised by relatives in solitude suddenly gets taken under wing of funky wizard dude. Learns that he's been destined to have powerful gifts, but between the two of us, I think I got the cooler stick. Swing it, my mic saber cuts through you so slicey. Leave you on the floor like an arm at most Isley. Hit you with the wampa raps, I get icy. Land them in your face like, that'll do nicely. I fly the X-Wing to save a planet from massacre. You fly a broom like some kind of magical janitor. Your double dweeb army likes to think that you're the best. All you did was use your mom like a bulletproof vest.
The death of my mother saved the wizarding race. Your mum died of heartache when she saw your face. You swamp school dropout, you're too whiny to rhyme. At least when I slither in a sister, she isn't mine. I'm the boy who lived, bestseller without equal. I'll split you like your fan base's feelings about the prequels. The sequels brought you back to meet your demise. I'd say you were brilliant, but I must not tell lies. I left JK straight rolling in cash. You let JJ compact your character to trash. So go on, try and force more of your disses. You're like a stormtrooper, cause all your shit misses.
That's right, R2. It does sound like he left all his fire in the goblet. Maybe he will get rescued by an anorexic hobbit. I think it's pretty clear that you and I are pretty different. My drive's hyper, your drive's privet. I've got more rhymes than sand grains on Tatooine. You couldn't pull in the wind with a tractor beam. I crushed an empire, a galaxy large. I blew up the Death Star, you blew up Aunt Mars. I popped you where Poppy can't be healing you. Unlike a great disturbance in the Force, I'm not feeling you. Death would eat you up without Hermione and luck. Because your own skills, Wingardium Levio, suck. You're a dud like Dursley, but worse. And I'd rather hurt nerfs than have to endure your third birth.
Have you heard rap before? That was not dope at all. Maybe have Goldie Ball show you the protocol. But I bet you're just distracted. You got a lot on your plate. On one hand, the rebellion. On the other hand, oh wait. I rolled deep and the Weasleys got my back.
This muggle sucks more hole than the bloody Sarlacc. We'll rough you up good if you try to step to Harry, mate. You're the least intimidating twin since Mary Kate.
I flow like butter beer on Diagon streets. You can find me getting fantastic on these beats. It's over, Luke. I got the high ground advantage. I'll close it like a map. Mischief managed.
You should have Hagrid fly you home on his moped. If I wanted teenage wizardry, I'd call Selena Gomez. My attack tactics are galactically hardcore. Far more than your goofy little Star Wars. I learned flow from the best in the biz. Get funky. So all of you that end this is McClunky. My Jedi mind tricks. Put the nicks on your Imperius. Trip you up like death sticks on Bellatrix. Dead serious. No need to Expelliarmus. You're heartless in a duel. Call me the Hogwarts Express. I just took you to school.
Alright. What's going on, guys? Alright, there we go. Move things around. Pull that up. Window. Boom. Alright, so that's the Shalltear stuff. Close that. What's everyone up to? We having a good Sunday? Alright, close that. Alright, I'll keep that open. Lower that. Alright. Just checking a couple things real quick, and then I'm going to jump into the Shalltear. Spectre, excited to know what you think about Shalltear. Yeah, I did a bunch of the testing last night and over the weekend. Let me see. And it's interesting. I don't think she's what people wanted. But I think she's good. Alright. Make sure everything looks good. That looks fine. Okay, all my stuff looks good. What's going on YouTube? Kiger here. We're doing our Shalltear testing. I know it took a little bit, but I don't generally do these videos on the weekends. We're going to jump in, let you know how her stats are, how her abilities work, and if you should get her. Also, how to get a free copy of her. Let's get into it. Which reminds me, I need those screenshots real quick. So, log in. The only thing I don't like about the seasons is I have to be on for Guild Boss every day. That sucks. Let's see. Not rolling ball. From the exchange. And season 8. There we go. Shoot those over. And then I can get on to the actual review. Alright guys, as far as the free copy, there's two ways. If we come down here, she is on the event exchange for the collaboration. There's the red fate cards as well as her up here. You can see the little yellow under her picture. That means it's a unit, whereas this red is the fate card. You can also click and hold and it will tell you. Be careful though, some people are having issues with this where they expect, oh, it should just pop up in my fairies. This is technically an item. Once you claim this, you have to go in your bag and open it to get that copy of her. The other way to get her is from Season 8. Generally at 2100, right in this range, should be that chest piece for whatever outfit. But there is no outfit for Season 8. So they put a copy of Shalltear in here. You can also summon on the Eins banner, and extra copies of Eins is turned into an item that you can use to either upgrade Eins or Shalltear, as they are the elemental ones for the collaboration. And it was nice because this account wasn't around for the first season, so I was able to use these tickets for a couple of pieces for an older season this account wasn't there for. As far as the actual review, checking out her stats, we have block break, which is always good to have, and crit, which she is fire. Fire gives crit. It's a fine one to have, and obviously attack, which is good for fire. Basic, nothing special here. Passive, this is the one that a lot of people are having trouble understanding, and I'm going to do my best to help out. When switching to Shalltear, so this works in things like Top League where you can't summon the fairies. It works exactly the same like Milim, the first collaboration Holy. Releases Shockwave 10 meters, same range, deals damage, AoE, and causes knockback. Allies receive damage reduction, and for 6 seconds, can only happen every 30 seconds. This scales up to 20% for the damage reduction and more damage on the AoE. It says allies, not you and allies. So it only give that damage reduction effect to your allies. This is a great top league option. What I see this being is top league if you have one ranged DPS, like a judge or a marksman, for example, even a wind chaser. They're in the back. They're swapping back and forth between, giving their two frontline allies this damage reduction, and then swapping to priest to heal them as well. It seems pretty good for a supportive role. Will also definitely come up in things like Guild War. Now, as far as the active, deals damage, enemies hit, take burn damage, 20% of your attack every second for 6 seconds. So it's 120% of your attack. You get plus 10% HP steal rate. When the master deals damage and triggers HP steal rate, that damage is increased by 20%. Last 6 seconds. So it's any damage that you're dealing while they're burning, your damage gets plus 20%. It has to be from you. It's not from your other fairies. It's effectively like a class damage increase. 2 people hit from the initial hit that are burning. Anyone that's burning that you trigger HP steal rate on, it's effectively a class damage increase of 20% for 6 seconds. Level 2, burn duration plus 100%, so it doubles the burn duration. Instead of 6 seconds, it's 12 seconds. But the HP steal rate damage increase is still only 6 seconds. Level 5, monsters vulnerable to fire plus 20% for 6 seconds. So it doesn't give the fire weakness, but it's plus 20%. This is worse than other ones, but it's still nice to have. So we have Winter Cherry that gives the fire weakness. We have Chestnut Rose, which does a 30% amp. This is a 20% amp. So she's a nice add-in if you don't already have a full PvE lineup, but she may end up taking the back. She will end up taking the back seat later on as you get more and more fairies, just because that 20% isn't as high as other damage amps. Level 8, HP steal rate recovery increased by 30%. If you don't know, if you hit with an AoE type skill, you heal 14% of the damage done. If you hit with a single target, you heal 40% of damage done. That number, whatever that number ends up being, it's going to be 30% more. It's not 14% for AoE goes to 44%. It's still 14%, but that overall number of 14% plus 30%. When dealing damage triggered by HP steal rate, damage increased by 40%. So, this 20% extra damage to people burning when you trigger HP steal rate is going to be increased by 40% for 6 seconds. Now, what's interesting, I'm going to show the knockback. Take a look. Surrounded by a bunch of enemies. Come here. Negative impact shield. The cooldown is coming back up. You can also see this in PvP, so you can keep track of your negative impact shield. It's also right up here. It will glow once it's ready. Boom. And as you see, it's kind of hard to tell because it's kind of like a faded white on white, red on white. But it is up right there. You don't have to have the passives up to see it. But I'm doing this just to make it easier to see. Now negative impact shield is ready. What we're going to test here is we're going to see the knockback, which some people say they're not seeing. And I'm going to explain why. And then also that we're not getting the damage reduction from the negative impact shield. Boom. They all got knocked back. They all took damage. And I did not get a damage reduction effect. Okay. Now, one of the main reasons is going to be one of these two things here. It's either going to be When releasing priest skill, gain shield equal to HP for 5 seconds, and super armor for 5 seconds every 20 seconds. So super armor is a word that's we're kind of forgetting the meaning, because now it is called super armor, but I'm going to show you an older version that explains super armor. But this is immune to knock-up knockback. Older version would be like what Gladiator still says, gains immunity against knock-up knockback when releasing Gladiator skill. This has no cooldown. So I have people saying the opponents are getting knocked back. It's generally because they have immunity at the time that you're trying to knock them back. Either from either of these two skills, or there's some wills that can do it as well. The cat also makes you immune for a couple seconds after casting. It's not a knockback that ignores all knockback immunities. Knockback immunity is pretty common. Now I'm going to be showing you her ability. So we're going to check out the basic, and then we're going to check out how long it takes to cast and the animation. Here we go. Basic. I like the basic. It looks kind of cool. Boom. Boom. That's a long animation. Alright. And then we see this is the maxed range that you can cast her at and still hit the enemy. It does have a small following effect. Not as good as something like Laurel, which will follow them pretty far. They would have to effectively burn a dodge or have a big movement speed increase to get out of the range of something like Laurel. This one will follow them a little bit. So it's effectively the casting duration. Like where he's standing right now, it'll follow a couple steps, but really that's about as far as it's going to follow. But it does have a decent range of AoE once it hits the ground. But that's it, guys. As far as should you be going for her, I think for a support build, the negative impact shield giving the damage reduction is pretty nice. For PvE, she can also be pretty good because of the level 5 effect of the plus 20%, but later on in the game it is going to get overshadowed. It is very interesting that they're trying to do these HP steal rate bonuses, plus 10% to trigger, and then extra damage when you're triggering HP steal rate. I like the idea here, but the execution just isn't doing it. She would have been much better if this casting, like, we're going to look at the 2, 3, 4, almost 3.5 seconds from the moment you click the button to it actually hitting the target. That is just ridiculous. It needs to be 2.5 maybe, or better tracking, and then she would be usable. Right now, as a support in something like Top League, I think she would be very, very good. Everything else, kind of meh. Let me know what you guys think down below. Till next time, guys. Alright, that's it for the review. What did you guys think? Alright, that's done. Boom. Let me see. We got 10 people here. Please leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. Alright. And we're still going to check out the cheat sheets, and I have some daily stuff to do. Let me see. Hide that for a second. Feel free to ask any questions while I'm going around looking and whatnot. Heartstopper. Okay, that's who they are. Got it. All right. Jasmine and Speedy, what's going on, guys? All right. Come over here to resources and show you guys what I'm looking at. I have updated. Oh, Daku playing Oblivion. That's funny. We have updated cheat sheets for Blazing Owl, Shadow Owl, Dragon Fighter, and Dragon Knight. Tonight when I'm at work at some point, when I have some downtime, I plan on doing 1 or 2 more classes. Over the next week or so, I hope to have them all done and caught up. Let me make sure it's counting this stream for the thing I'm working on. Boom. Check it out. PC mobile. The category goals. I thought I had the goal thing on. Oh, there we go. I was supposed to have that on. Fuck. All right. But this is the new one, King of Avalon. I'm only going to do 1 or 2 streams with it on, and then get rid of it. But the idea is, you guys download it, play to level 8, level 12, whatnot, and then I get to put that into giveaways for the runway stuff. Like, actually, today is the last day for the couples one. And the rewards are going to be based off of the last one I did, which did really well. We got 23 people to hit level 50, I think, level 50 in Marvel Strike Force. So there's $200 worth of rewards for the people in the runway couples. The next one starting tomorrow is going to be for guilds. You take pictures with your guild, and then we do upvotes for the voting. And the rewards for that is going to be based off of the one we're doing right now. What's going on, Gabriel? So far, all I did was I went over Shalltear. I did her testing and review. Also talked about this right here, the costume contest giveaway stuff. And I'm about to go into my cheat sheets. I have some updated cheat sheets to review. Hamsky is also coming tonight at midnight for Global. Alright, let's get into it. Boom. Okay. What's going on, guys? Kaiger here. We have updated cheat sheets for Blazing Owl in PvP and PvE. There's 2 separate cheat sheets. I'm going to walk you through all the choices, and you can find the picture you're seeing right here on my Discord down below. Let's get into it. Alright guys, right here is PvP. We'll go through this and then we'll look at PvE. If you haven't already, try this out. Hit Avalon. Get to level 8 or level 12, whatever you want to do. And that will be rewards for my costume contests that I'm doing on my Discord. Right, today's the 5th, and there would already be a giveaway already done for the couples one. It's $200 prize pool because of the Marvel Strike Force one we did. Now we're doing this one for a guild costume contest. Now, as far as the cheat sheet, as you see, Blazing Owl, PvP, cheat sheet, the fairies. Thankfully, the only fairy that has changed here is right here. We swapped out Eldawise. That is giving anti-buffs to the opponent, poison damage, and giving you some tenacity for Ainz, because Ainz is pretty ridiculous. If you don't know about him, check out my review on him. We also have the crystals, block, tenacity, and break. Blazing Owl doesn't have much crit going on, so break is where you want to go. Down here for treasures, we primarily have the single target ones right here, which is the one-on-one damages for these 3. Phoenix Hourglass and Pocket Watch is going to increase your damage for your cooldown based skills, especially Pocket Watch is going to make you do a lot more damage in PvP. Slaughter, Rigidity for the will cores, definitely the way to go. Slaughter, killing them once they're under a certain amount of HP, doing a bunch of extra damage. And the slow, Rigidity, there's always this question between Rigidity and God Bless. God Bless is great for longer battles and classes that have tankier stats. We are more of a burst type here, so Rigidity is doing more for us in the short run, not to mention the Wind Echo just giving us good stacks of attack and defense. Allowing the Rigidity allows us to get our full stacks of wind going on. Soul Hunt is going to be very good because we have a bunch of CC in our kit. It's going to allow us to trigger this bonus damage very easily. Over here for skills, we either have Ninja Tool or Shadow Ray. Shadow Ray, these 4 skills right here are the full left side. The only one that there's the thought of is between these 2 right here. Shadow Ray, you put down the AoE, you throw out Get Over Here like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, but people end up using a dodge, whatnot. It might not hit all the time, but as far as damage output, this is the way to go. It has lower cooldown, more casts, works with your chi a little bit better. But if you're worried about getting stuck in some CC, then Ninja Tool ends up being a lot better, especially if you're fighting, let's say, a holy type user, because you'll have skills like Butterfly Orchid and whatnot that says cannot move, or Millum, for example, that says cannot move. Ninja Tool, if you're too close to the enemy, it force pushes you back, which takes you out of that CC. So this is the option, either anti CC or more damage, up to you which way you want to go. And best subclasses here are which ones allow Blazing Owl to shine. The point of these cheat sheets is this is supposed to be your main class. This is the one that you're putting all your resources and whatnot into, and these are the subclasses that are going to allow Blazing Owl to shine as Blazing Owl. Priest, generally going to allow most classes to shine, because all it does is give you some buffs. Dragon Fighter, is going to be nice because it also has some ignore block going on, which works with your break. Has more stuns and whatnot. Has more get out of jail free cards like Dragon Roar. Gladiator is going to make you tankier, give you that HP steal rate, allowing you to last longer in battles, as well as Moonslosh. Punitive Chop is some of the best stuff in the game, not to mention Soul Blast, doing a knock-up minus defense minus block. Most wanted stats, these are the top 3 stats that you should be going for generally. This one ended up getting 1 extra because it was hard to pick on the last one. Damage to adventures increase, damage increase, break and block. You could ignore... Block is definitely one that should be there, but I would put the edge to break. You want break a little bit higher, but block is also very important. Synergy pets, best ones to use. PvP, either Capybara for one-on-ones could be very, very good, especially in game modes where fairies are not allowed, and Little Spirit Cat giving you that cleanse. It actually isn't that great just as the cleanse, but if you have the red book that gives you immunity to CC for a couple seconds afterwards and a shield, it becomes very, very good. Capybara is also in the same boat, not that great at base, but if you have the bonus red books that allow you to do it from further away, as well as the damage reduction, can be good as well. Moving on into PvE. It had almost a full change when we talk about the fairies. So right here we have 2 damage increases right here from Chestnut Rose SP and Ixoria, but we also have the guaranteed give them weakness here from Winter Cherry. Shalltear is here because it's a free-to-play unit. These cheat sheets are supposed to be getting you in the door, but over time there will be better options as we go. But this is a great way to start off. Crystals, I only suggest the damage ones for PvE, because the damage reductions like tenacity and whatnot don't really matter in PvE. Attack, crit, and break. Treasures, even though these are the blue ones, because the gold ones and purple ones generally only work in PvP, so I suggest the ones that give you the stats you're looking for. Mantra, Fierce Attack, and Sprout of Flower. Sprout of Flower is only going to work if you have at least 3 active fairies with full sets. It'll go about even with the rotation. If you have 4, it'll allow you some breathing room when you're doing your rotations. Skills is literally just going to be full left side, no changes. Subclasses, same before. These are going to allow Blazing Owl and PvE to bloom more with what it's trying to do. Most wanted stats, damage to boss increase, damage increase, and break. Break and crit do work against bosses. Synergy pets, Pearl Otter is best in slot. It's going to be the best against PvE, but if you don't have level 4 forest yet, Little Flame Dragon will hold you over for a while. Let me know what you guys think down below. Till next time, guys. Ugh. A lot of talking. But that's it for Blazing Owl. We'll be doing Shadow Owl in a minute. This is the in-between time for people to ask questions and whatnot, respond to what I recorded, things like that. 11 people watching, thanks for showing up. Let me see, it's about 6. Alright, I did a ping on the Discord so they know there's 6 hours left to vote on the couples. Oh, you guys see that part. Alright, Shadow Owl. Let me see, I'll do the Shadow Owl, Dragon Fighter, and Dragon Knight. What's going on, guys? Kiger here. We're doing Shadow Owl PvP and PvE cheat sheets. They have been updated with the collaboration units in the last few seasonal fairies. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? So as a reminder, these cheat sheets are supposed to be for the newer players getting into the game, as well as people who want to, say, try out a new class. These are going to be the starting off points. As far as mostly the skills, subclasses, stats, pets, most of this is going to be the same over time. The things that generally change over time are the fairies, maybe the treasures if new ones are added, will cores, and generations if new builds pop up. But going straight into it, we have the fairies. The only one that really changed here is Ainz. Ainz is pretty busted. We have Almond Blossom here that does give you that dodge stat for a couple of hits coming in your way. We have Tranquil Balloon Flower for some cooldown reduction. And we have Camellia SP for the tornado, really mess people up and make hitting fallen down from Ainz a lot easier, even though it has pretty good tracking. Crystals, block, tenacity, crit. The reason why we're going a little bit into crit, even though we are wind, Ainz gives us crit when we swap, so that's fine, as well as our hand signs from Night Owl Protection will give us some crit. So even though we are not heavy into crit as far as fairies you would imagine, we are building towards crit, and we get enough from Ainz and from our hand signs to supplement the crit that we're missing out on something like fire, for example. Treasures, this is going to be primarily for the single target stuff, generally for if you're fighting one person, and based on cooldowns, Phoenix Hourglass, which makes your cooldowns matter initial instead of final, so that Wind Echo doesn't mess up your cooldowns for things like Pocket Watch. Slaughter, Rigidity, Break Free. Like I said, we are doing a crit build here, so Break Free is a great way to go. Slaughter, allowing you to kill them faster once they're under a certain amount of HP, and Rigidity, giving you that a little bit of tankiness to live long enough, especially as we're going in a lot with something like Raikiri. We're going in. Our skills, we're always using Ninja Tool, does damage, also gives us the mobility. If we're too close, it makes us dodge back, as well as if someone has a you cannot move effect on us, then it allows us to get out of that. Not to mention, if you do a Night Owl Protection Ninja Tool, it throws down, it feels like you're playing Sasuke from Season 1 of Naruto. Throw it down, big column of fire. But generally, I go for Raikiri. Raikiri is your main, like, killing spell. And the boosted effect, generally you have to go forward with it, just like Naruto. But with Night Owl Protection, you don't have to follow it, so you can do like a ranged Raikiri. And in a pinch and things like Uncharted Battlefield, Crystal Battlefield, things like that, both of these can be used just for mobility to get around the map a bit better. Night Owl protection, shield knock-up immunity, which also stops things like the new Shalltear knockback. Then we have, this is the main choice here. The one that people are generally going with is Shuriken Swift Wind. It looks pretty cool throwing the shurikens from range, but it's generally not that great of a skill. I like to go more so with Aerial Ace, which lets you dive in and then you do the dash around, which is a knock-up in PvP, but also counts as an extra skill cast for your Shadow Clone Chi ability, which is very powerful. The only thing is you can't use Shadow Clone with Aerial Ace. Shadow Clone has to be with a Shadow Owl ability. Best subclasses, one that really allowed this class to shine. Priest is always going to do that. Dragon Fighter is going to go well with most things. It has Dragon Roar, it has stuns, it has Pierce Rate, things like this. Wind Chaser is the interesting one here. It gives you more CC, it gives you more get out jail free cards, things like this. Most wanted stats: damage to adventure increase, damage increase, and crit. But a lot of people forget just building crit isn't really the whole thing with crit. It also, crit damage should be part of the build if you're building crit at all. Synergy pets. Let's start with Spirit Cat. Spirit Cat is a get out jail free card. In general, just Spirit Cat isn't going to generally be enough. You really need the red cards to make it work, because it's going to give you that get out jail free card plus a couple seconds of immunity to CC, as well as the shield and whatnot. Capybara is also a great option, especially if you pick Dragon Fighter or Wind Chaser as your subclass, because they will give you either Dragon Roar or Strength of Nature, so you have a makeshift cat ability, but you also have Capybara for the stun. The red book gives it more range, as well as you take reduced damage. Capybara is pretty good, especially in 1v1 situations. Shadow Owl PvE, this had the biggest overhaul. The fairies here, you have Winter Cherry for giving them fire weakness. You have bonus damage to fire weakness plus class damage increase. Just for damage increase, Chestnut Rose would be better, but you also get the HP steal rate bonus. She gives you 10%, even though this class doesn't have any at all. The 10% chance to do 20% bonus damage is still pretty decent. And that primarily goes with these two right here, giving you an attack increase as well as just dealing damage to the boss. Attack, crit, break, all stats that are good in PvE. You don't need defensive stats. We ignore the gold and purple treasures because they don't generally work in PvE. These work. Mantra, Fierce Attack, and Break Free, because we're going a crit build, so Break Free. Mantra, Fierce Attack are generally the ones you go for PvE. The skills are full right side. You want to primarily stack the damage increase, and crit are the general ones that we're going for here for PvE. Subclass to allow you to do your thing in PvE. Priest, Dragon Fighter, or Mechanician. Mechanician is the new one. The thing is, Shadow Owl is a class that wants you to stay in Shadow Owl as much as possible. Mechanician is a set it and forget it class. Priest, pretty similarly, set it and forget it. You do your bust, you throw your skills, and then you swap to Shadow Owl for a while so you can get your stacks up and do your Night Owl protection, do your big burst, and then you can reset up your Priest or Mechanician and then go back into Shadow Owl. Most wanted stats: boss damage increase, crit damage, Synergy pets, Pearl Otter is best in slot because it gets stacks of its bonus effect. And if you're not at level 4, so you can get Pearl Otter, Little Flame Dragon is next in slot. Let me know what you guys think down below. Till next time, guys. My mouth is getting dry. Let's see, we got some new posts. Boom. Boom. Alright, resources. Dragon Fire. And then Dragon Knight is the one that's going to get people. Because this is the main one that's fairly different from everything else. But my mouth is getting pretty dry. I think what I'm going to do for a little bit is answer questions in the chat while doing my dailies. And I can show my stats and whatnot too over in the game. Let's see what I miss. See, check that out. Okay. Neverland launch. Let's plug this up so you guys can see what I'm doing. Cast, yes. Okay, yes. Alright. Boom. Close that. Alright. Boom. That's done. Alright, let's see. Oh, till the 15th. Okay. I like the artwork. This one's my favorite artwork. Okay, let's do our free summons. Let's do our daily shop stuff. Boom, boom. Nothing else I care about. That's the only thing I care about in here. Boom, boom. Get that. Get that. Boom. Okay. Alright, let's see. Path of Fire. Oh, he did a push today. 89, so I gotta do 15 floors later. That's fine. Check my level. Okay, that's not an issue. So, I'm 168, but I'm going to go up here so I can start farming my level 170 gear from this boss. As you can see, I already have a bit of 170 stuff stacked up. And then after Top League tonight, I need to go through my weapons for some upgrades. Oh, that's right. Change to my PvE. Boom. Rankings. I also like that this skull is mix matchable for other outfits. That's always good. Activate the Guild War wings. Treasures. This is going to be the main thing for. If I go to Miru, Seal, as you can see, total treasure enhancement, total levels 600, and I'm at 460. But pretty much everything else, boom, I need one more wind, one more earth, skill advancement, 9 more skill advancement, and then I can go to another water. So things are definitely coming together. How's everyone's Sunday going? Let me see. Remove that. Boom. Get the Shalltear one started. Wait, no, I didn't mean to turn that off. There we go. Boom. Alright, that started. Remux. And get those started. There we go. The actual bosses in the wild just take forever.